Well, taking the ease off an uncomfortable yet needed conversation this Breast Cancer Awareness Month, Ochsner Health is hosting Massages and Mammos this weekend, providing women in the capital area an opportunity to receive annual screenings and so much more. Joining us this morning with more on that event is Dr. Lindsay Fobo. We just went over it.
Hi, how are you?
Doing good. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. So with this event, you guys are providing a super relaxing environment for a pretty serious topic, right?
Yes. Obviously, breast cancer touches on many nerves because 1 in 8 women are diagnosed with breast cancer in the United States. So it can be a vulnerable situation, and we want to make this event fun and relaxing and offer screenings in a comfortable setting.
And you know, we're talking about the topic, and sometimes, you know, it's uncomfortable for people to talk about. You guys put people in a very comfortable setting to talk about it, to take control of their health. For women who need to be screened for breast cancer, at what age should they start doing that?
So for average risk individuals, you want to start screening at age 40. And if you have a significant amount of family history of breast cancer, it's important to discuss this with your primary care doctor or your gynecologist so that you may even potentially be able to start screening at an earlier age.
And I think the good thing about this event is if you haven't been to the doctors in a while, this gives you a chance to kind of jumpstart that, right? By going to this event, getting that screening. Also, before you make it to the doctors, there are things that you can do. You can kind of start to get familiar with yourself, right? Look for the symptoms. What are things that you could be looking for yourself at home?
So you want to make sure to at least look at yourself in the mirror every once in a while. Any sort of puckering or dimpling that's new on your skin is something to note. Any difference that you feel in the contour of your breast, you want to bring up to your physician. And any nipple discharge, any pain, any sort of discrepancy in size, that's not something that's normal for you.
And I think it's good that you mentioned that, because when we think of, you know, feeling around for things, you're looking for lumps, right? And if you find a lump, you don't know what it is, but there are other symptoms to be looking out for, a lot of them. And these are conversations you guys are going to have at Massages and Mammos. What else can people expect at this event?
So there's going to be door prizes, and those are going to include wonderful things like signed memorabilia as well as Kinder Scott gifts. And so everyone who is registered for a mammogram gets a swag bag. And then Elevate by Ochsner is going to provide some massages, obviously.
I think that was the best part. We were just talking about this before we knew this as Mimosas and Mammos, but now it is Massages and Mammos, which I think takes it a step further, because after a long week of work, you get to go ahead, get your health screening, as well as these much needed massages. You get to let go of the load. Like you said, a relaxing environment, right?
Yes.
And then what else can people expect for this? Oh, the big part. It's free.
Exactly. You can go and support someone who's having their mammogram, or you can actually go to mammomonth.org and sign up to have your annual mammogram if you haven't done so already. Just know that it's going to be processed through your insurance, but it's a fabulous event in order to take advantage of doing it with friends, perhaps.
Yeah, so moving on after this, say you go on after this event, what are the other conversations you should be having past this event?
I think the most important conversation is really making sure that you know your family history.
Yeah.
Because you can assume that you're average risk for breast cancer, but you may not know until you ask your family members, and that may put you in a different category. So just asking the question. And Thanksgiving's coming up, so it's a wonderful time to do that.
And then all of that, this conversation could start by just attending this event tomorrow, right?
Right.
So for anyone who's looking to event, I do think you have to register, right? Where can we get that information?
That's at mammomonth.org.
All right, mammomonth.org. And if you didn't get it right here, we're going to have that on our website. That is weareproud.com. I want to thank you so much for joining us.